Okay, welcome back to another edition of the FOGO Life. We're going to do something special today. We're going to do some what I call firecracker grilled salmon. We've got this beautiful piece of salmon here, coho salmon, that we got from our friends at Meat and Bone. And we're going to coat this up in a really nice, tasty marinade. Going to let it sit for about a half hour in there while it soaks up all those really super yummy flavors. We got teriyaki, soy sauce, garlic, maple syrup. We got the whole kitchen cabinet in this thing. So it's going to be really tasty. We're going to cook it hot and fast, direct on the grates. Hopefully it won't stick. Sometimes fish sticks a little bit. We're going to do our best to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm going to show you how I do it. So let's go ahead and get started. So to start our marinade, let's get a little container to put this stuff in. I'm getting older, I have to wear my eyes, okay, so don't mind my glasses. But we got a bunch of different stuff in here. The first thing we got to start with is some balsamic vinegar. I always like to start with something good, all right? If you use cheap balsamic vinegar, you're gonna have cheap tasting good final product. So we got 2 tablespoons balsamic vinegar. Boom, all right? Soy sauce, I use reduced sodium, you don't have to. I don't really find a whole lot of flavor, but again, same thing, 2 tablespoons. 1 and 2, okay? That's our soy sauce. Olive oil, again, same thing. Start with a really good one, okay? You don't wanna have bad olive oil. There's a big difference in the quality. If you're not using the quality ingredients, you're not gonna have a quality final product. That's the way I look at it, okay? So, here's another one, maple syrup, all right? Gonna add a nice little bit of sweetness to it. Now it calls for 1 tablespoon. I like to do the tablespoon and give it a little extra squeeze. I like sweet, it goes great on the salmon, plus it's gonna stick into the tablespoon a little bit, all right? Now, we're in a pandemic, folks, so it calls for garlic. Now, I would always cook with fresh garlic, okay? But if you have it in your refrigerator, don't run out to the store for it, okay? I have minced garlic. I don't normally cook with it, but I have it for emergencies, and this is what I would call an emergency. So 2 garlic cloves, basically we're gonna use 1 teaspoon. Is about what it equals out to. I'm of course going to go 1 giant heaping teaspoon, because if the recipe was to cook 1 clove of garlic, I would still use 2. So that's that. We got some, what do I call it, ground ginger. Ground ginger is really neat. It can be really strong. This is one you don't want to overdo. I'm going to use a teaspoon of this as well. But we're going to mix this up real good. But you definitely want to watch this. You don't want to overdo it on the ginger. So I'm a little bit below the rim. So I'm going to stick with that there. Get everything out of here. Okay. It's looking good so far. Looking good. And then the rest, you know, it calls for a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I eyeball this a little bit, okay? But it's really 1 teaspoon. I like it a little bit spicier, so hey, we add a little more spice. Sesame oil. This is used a lot of times in Oriental cooking, Asian foods, it's really good. A half a teaspoon. So just go halfway. Sesame oil is really strong. Okay? If you overdo it with the sesame oil, you're going to bite into your final product and go, whoa, what did we do here? Where did we go wrong? So we don't want to do that. Calls for salt. I'm not big on adding some more salt to it. You can if you want to. I find that this really gives it quite enough flavor as it is. The last thing we can do, we're going to slice up some green onion, put it right in here. It's going to be phenomenal. So let me get this mixed up and we'll get the fish put right in there. All right, so we got everything together. We want to get it all mixed up real good. Get it all combined so that we get everything all over every single piece. Man, I wish that you could smell that. That smells so good. Can you smell that one? It smells good. God, I could drink it. But I'm not gonna drink it because we need all of it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna save a little bit on the side for basting, okay? We're gonna lay our fish face down in here. Here we have this beautiful, beautiful piece of fish. We're gonna take it and we're gonna lay it meat side down right into it. All right, we're gonna squish it around a little bit. Make sure every little bit of it is covered. Could have used a little bit of a bigger pan here, I think, but that's okay. All right, if you look at it now, everything is covered in there. We wanna get it on every single square inch of it. Doesn't really matter about the skin side because we're gonna actually do something different and cook this straight skin side down the whole time. It's gonna be pretty neat. There we go. We're gonna set this in the refrigerator for about 15-20 minutes, let it marinate nicely, let that fish soak up all those tasty flavors, and we're gonna cook it nice and hot, skin side down on the big green egg. So here we go, I'm gonna go refrigerate it, I'll be right back. All right, so we have some charcoal left from the last time we cooked here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the bottom of this bag. Still got some charcoal left from our last cooking here too, so I don't have to use a whole ton of it. So let's fill her up. Now, got a couple handy dandy FOGO starters. Let's drop them right in the center. And we'll get those lit up. All right, so our fire's right where we want it to be. So we want to get our fish ready to go on the grill. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it out of the marinade. Look at that, soaked up so beautifully. Gorgeous, okay? Now we don't want this to stick, and we're gonna cook it skin side down. So I'm gonna use my amazing secret weapon, okay? You can use cooking spray, I use duck fat spray, whatever you want. We're gonna put a coat right on this thing like it's nobody's business. Cover it real good, okay? You can't have enough. It's perfect, nice and slick. Okay, we want it covered in that so that it doesn't stick to the grates when we're cooking it. Otherwise, you're just gonna have a big mess on your hands. So let's go ahead and get it right on the grill and get this thing started. All right, great. Our fire's right where we want it, about 450 degrees. We got nice clean grates. You gotta have clean grates. If your grates are dirty at all, they're gonna stick. So the other thing I like to do, take some wadded up paper towel, get some oil, all right? I use oil here, dip it in, and oil up the grates as best you can. You don't want to sop it, you don't want to flare up your fire, but you want nice oiled grates. It's going to cause the fire to flare up a little bit, but that's okay. Doing everything we can to try and make sure this beautiful fish doesn't stick. So now that we've got that done, let's throw it on the grill, shall we? Look how beautiful. Skin side down, remember? Oh, listen to that. Now we're gonna let that go for about 5 or 10 minutes till the fish gets nice and flaky. And we're gonna baste it in the meantime. So we're gonna give it a couple minutes, we'll baste it, then we'll give it another couple minutes and it should be done. Okay, so remember that leftover marinade before the marinade we reserved? Let's take some, brush some on here. Nice and moist, oh yeah. And we'll do this one more time before we're done. All right, let's check it out. Oh yeah, look how beautiful that looks. Now look at that, we got a nice crisp color around the edges, the fat's coming up through it and everything like that. It's actually at 145. It's actually really nice and fork flaky. See that? Beautiful, right where we want it, not overdone. Now the real test, let's see if the skin's stuck. Oh yeah, all right. We are in business, folks. That's what a piece of salmon should look like. That's gonna be so tasty with that soy sauce marinade, that sweet from the honey. Oh, I can't wait to dig in. Let's bring it over to the cutting board and get started eating too now, the good part. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. Firecracker grilled salmon. You know why I call it firecracker? I don't know either, because it explodes in my mouth, I guess. It's just fantastic. We put the nice green onion on top. Look at his skin. Can you get a close-up of that skin? Look how beautiful, nice and crispy that is. Oh my goodness. And it didn't stick to the grill. What do you know about that? All right, now the real test. What do you say we cut into it and take a look at the inside where it really matters? Oh, you hear that crunch? Oh yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. That's the way salmon's supposed to look. I don't know about you, and I'm sorry that you can't do this, but I'm gonna have to. Oh man, that's good. Oh man, that's good. You know what I say? Oh man, that's good. And it is too. Wow. That marinade, wow. That marinade gives this really nice, sweet, sticky, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm a little bit amazed. That might be the best piece of salmon I've ever had. It's so flaky and there's no fishy taste whatsoever. The soy and the honey and the balsamic just give it this beautiful flavor. Oh man, I am so impressed. I'm impressed with my own cooking. What do you know about that? I think that you should try this. If you're not a salmon lover, I hear a lot of people, you know, oh, I don't like salmon, I don't eat salmon. Let me tell you something, I'm not a big fish eater, okay? This is delicious. I'll prove it, I'll eat some more of it if you want. With the onions on top, that crispy skin, again, oil, oil, oil. You can't have enough oil on the outside of it. You can't have enough oil on your grates. So if you make this, just be careful to watch the temperature. You don't want to go over like 140 to 145 degrees and then let it rest for a couple minutes. Let it continue to cook. Let it get that residual heat going for you. I'll tell you something. You make this, anybody's going to be happy with this. It's a phenomenal meal. Try it out. Again, my name is Captain Ron 302, Ron Dimfelmeyer. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the FOGO Life. Do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe. You can subscribe right here, okay? And tune in next week. We got another really cool thing coming for you next week. Wait till you see. It's going to be kind of fun, be kind of special. So see you next week. Thanks very much. Have a great week.